But there has been progress, not nearly as many plastic bags and styrofoam cups reaching the ocean as in years past, in part because the rains Sunday and a month ago purged drains of summer debris, but also because of concerted efforts to reduce pollution or intercept it. So how come more trash did not wash onto the beach? Well, a lot of it got stopped and trapped right here. Beneath the parking lot near the Santa Monica Pier is a filter that collects trash in the swirling runoff before it goes out to the ocean.
We're screening it, separating out all the solids.
Neil Shapiro coordinates watershed programs for the city of Santa Monica, which nearby also built a plant called SMRF, Santa Monica Urban Runoff Recycling Facility, to capture and actually recycle runoff from sprinklers and other sources during times it is not raining, but still hundreds of thousands of gallons a day.
We use it for spray irrigation and for indoor flushing.
SMRF has nowhere near the storage capacity to handle rain runoff, but Shapiro dreams of the day when coast cities will be able to capture and recycle most of the runoff before it gets to the ocean. But for now, public health still recommends you stay away from storm drains at the beach for 72 hours after it rains. Live in Pacific Palisades, Patrick Healy, NBC4 News.
Well, we have been tracking this storm for you all day long. Here is how things are shaping up right now on Doppler radar.
All right, and with that, let's go over to Fritz Coleman and find out where it's going next and what's next.
Okay, Chuck and Carolyn, it may be that in your particular area, the heaviest of the rain this evening has settled down. But the periods of heavy rain are not finished yet. I'll show you why. The two sources for the storm, the low off the central California coast, spinning counterclockwise, acting as the engine to draw this tropical moisture up out of the equator, are still in position. So we have opportunities to have two more heavy periods of rain. I would say that the two following periods of rain will not be as long-lasting as the one we had today, but they could bring as much rainfall. So when you do the cumulative effect of 3 waves of heavy rain, that's when we really have the threats for the mud flows and the flash flooding. There's a flash flood watch in effect for all green areas until later on tonight, but the red area that we've talked about all afternoon is southwestern San Bernardino County. That includes the communities of Forest Falls and Yucaipa. That means flooding has been going on. They've had 4.5 inches of rain just in today's wave. Here's the futurecast, follow the timeline. Here's the western edge of that heavy period of rain, and watch what happens. At 11 o'clock tonight, we're going to be generally showery, but at 3 in the morning, look at this, another band of potentially heavy rain coming right up from north of Rancho Palos Verdes up into the San Gabriel Mountain foothills, and then look at 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, another heavy rain, really a wider area, potentially heavy rain. So we have the opportunity to do a lot of accumulation between now and the end of this storm, and the back edge of that second wave ought to be happening at 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. Now let's look at the overview. What can we expect? Periods of heavy rain, and with the landfall of that storm that I showed you off the central California coast comes the possibility of isolated thunderstorms to add to our woes. 1 to 3 inches total coastal valleys, 3 to 6 inches in the foothills and the mountains. We may break some records. And again, these 2 additional heavy waves, 3 in the morning and 2 to 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Daytime highs tomorrow, no change. Mid and upper 60s, uniform cloud cover. It's a warm storm, not particularly chilly out there, just kind of on the low side of normal. 65 in Temecula, 68 in inland Ventura County, and downtown LA, 70 degrees. Here's the 7-day forecast now for the mountain areas. Very high snow level, up above 7,500 feet. And we look to the northern and central Sierra, and they're just now starting to get snow in Mammoth. The snow level is dropping, but they were at 8,500 feet. We need the snowpack to build. That's the real drought buster up there, not the rain we're getting here in the southern third of the state. Low desert gets more rain tomorrow, tempering off to showers early Thursday. High desert goes more heavy periods as well, partly cloudy Thursday and Friday. Then another rain shot from a weak storm that will move inland, bringing everybody in Southern California, maybe a 20% chance of something Saturday morning. In the valleys of LA and Ventura County, 2 heavy periods of rain, turning showery tomorrow afternoon, then gone by tomorrow evening, partly cloudy by Friday. LA Basin and inland OC cities, we're going to do that same pattern, showery by late tomorrow, and then partly cloudy by Friday, and then we're going to probably have a little bit of a chance to dry out from what we've got. We're on the case all night tonight. If emergencies arise, you'll know about it with us or on our app. We'll see you then.
All right, Fritz, and we are also answering your questions tonight about the new law that will let undocumented immigrants apply for driver's licenses, and our phone bank is going strong here at NBC4.
And there you see McCullough Medina. We're going to go back to Mac right now. Mac, I'm curious, what's the most common question you've been getting?
Well, it's interesting. I'll talk about that in just a short bit, but I just learned that since we've been on the air at 5 o'clock, we've had 50 calls per minute here. A lot of folks have a lot of questions about a lot of different things when it comes to that new law that goes into effect essentially January. Armando Botillo is actually with the DMV. He actually told me a short time ago, he's on the phone right now, but he told me a short time ago that one of the most common questions is whether or not undocumented immigrants who actually had a driver's license in the 80s can actually use it now as this law goes into effect in January. And what are you telling them?
What we're telling them is that it's going to be valid. They can prove it can help them. At least they're not going to have to take the drive test.
You're also telling them the qualifications that they need to have once they do come in to apply, right?
Yes, they need to prove their identity and also that they are California residents, and then to pass a regular test.
And they do that with a simple phone bill, maybe a utility bill. We're also going to talk really quickly to the Mexican Consul General, Carlos Sada, who's here to talk to a little bit more about what you guys are doing to make sure that Mexican residents actually have the qualifications and the identity to actually get some of these, get this driver's license in January.
Well, we are facilitating everything, and in case they do not have certain document like the birth certificate or something as an ID, we facilitate them, and we ask even where they were born in Mexico. So we don't want anybody to be left aside of this process, because it's going to have consequences if now that you have the opportunity you are not getting the driver's license. And the Matrícula Consular is a very solvent document that has been authorized already by DMV, as well as the Mexican passport is issued here in the United States.
Mexican Consul, thanks so much. A lot of questions here. Again, the number quickly, 855-622-5248 or 855-NBCLA for you. Our phone lines are open till 8 p.m. tonight. Back to you guys.
We'll know if you've been drinking. We'll know if you are drunk. We'll tow your car, you'll go.
As Santa Claus watches over the kids, Newport Beach Police are watching drivers this holiday season. The department released this version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. You can hear they have original lyrics that replaced the song here with a warning to drivers against drinking and driving. Last year, Newport Beach Police arrested 432 people on suspicion of driving under the influence. 42 of those arrests were made in December.
They all carry the tune, which is very nice.
I think it's kind of a good idea.
Yeah.
Clever.
Not bad at all. You're dressed for the rain.
I am indeed, because you never know when I might be called into action.
That's true.
Okay.
I've got my slicker, my NBC4 slicker. Kings find $100,000 while the Lakers living it up in Motown. We'll have it on the Kia of Cerritos, NBC4 Sports Desk.
Black Friday may be over, but the deals continue at Paul's TV and Appliances. Red carpet deals are back for 1 week only. Save $500 on a new washer-dryer set from GE. Only $399 each. Plus free delivery, hookup, and haul away when you buy the pair.